Very briefly, let's discuss the officers that killed the black man in Memphis. Apparently, the department lowered their standards for who they would accept as policemen. There are rumors, and that's all they are, that these were gang members, former gang members. Now, what could possibly be the reason that the city would have to lower the requirements? Is it for diversity, equity, and inclusion? Okay, granted, that might be part of it, because you need to be able to get those people in that represent a certain racial skin tone. That's only part of it, though. The real challenge that I have is the fact that this is entirely predictable, because the left went out of their way to make police officers feel that they were unwelcome, that they were baby killers returning from Vietnam, that they're murderers, that they're terrible people, that they threatened their lives and sanity. And when you have that, when you make the job untenable, when you have fewer people that want to do it, you either have to increase wages or lower your standards. And which one is a city government with a limited budget going to do in all likelihood? They're going to lower their standards, and they lower the standards, and then you have this spiraling effect. Because if you had good officers, then they likely would not have beaten this man to death who resisted arrest. It's not a defense of the cops here. What they did was wrong, and it is impugning the left that made this job an untenable one that doesn't pay enough, and the currency with which they used to be paid was the respect of their fellow citizen. The same with the army soldier, who get paid very, very little, but they get thanked for their service. And policemen formerly were too. People recognized that it was a tough job, but the left, in subverting the police departments, in subverting what it means to be a policeman, have made the job so unwantable, so undesirable, that people are not only quitting en masse, which needs to be replaced if you're going to have people controlling the streets, preventing from what happens in San Francisco every single day, where people can bust into anybody's business by law and steal $950, and the police don't do anything because the DA doesn't prosecute. But to prevent something similar from spreading to other cities around the nation, you have to have a strong, good police force that people trust. And when you lower the standards, you get guys like this. And then you can attack the police more. You see how terrible the police were? No, what's terrible is the fact that you intentionally subverted this form of employment for many, many people as to be one that was respected and that would be able to serve their families with. And then you go down the drain because you can continue to blame the cops. You make the job more undesirable, and then you get lower quality recruits. And then something else happens and it continues to go down the drain, which is exactly, unfortunately, what the left desires and wants. It's just part of the game plan and very, very predictable as to what's going to happen. What is the solution? There's one. Destroy the leftists, destroy the narrative, or, granted there's two, raise the wages and give proper training and more resources to the police, which, of course, the left hand will completely try to stop and deny. But those are the two ways that you can get back on track. Frankly, I prefer destruction of the leftists. If you want to go with the other, be my guest.